We are the Gujarat Technological University. Since its inception over a decade ago, GTU has been empowering young and curating minds to realize their true potential. Over 4 lakh inspired students are enrolled with one of the premier academic universities in India. With more than 450 affiliated colleges in its fold operating across 5 zones of the state, GTU, the International Innovative University, your place to move forward.
Hello students, today we will see about the matrix algebra. So let's start. So first question is, what is matrix? Matrix is a rectangular representation of symbols or numerical elements. They are arranged systematically in rows and columns, and they describes various aspects of a phenomena which are interrelated in same manner. So is a visual representation of matrix, how the columns and rows are organized in this 2 by 2 simple matrix. So let's take an example. Here are these two linear equations, and we have to construct the matrix out of that. So here are the coefficients, that is x, y, and z. In case of equation 1, there are 3 numbers, and in equation 2, there are again 3 numbers. So equation 1 and equation 2 form this matrix. With this, we can construct a coefficient matrix like 2 by 3 matrix. It has 2 rows and 3 columns. After enclosing by 2 brackets, the rectangular array as well as the matrix is treated as a single entity. For example, if we take the big numerical data, and now it is a matrix many unorganized members. So a matrix is a rectangular array of numbers arranged in rows, columns, enclosed by a pair of brackets and subject to certain rules of presentation. A matrix can be enclosed by brackets or double dash line like this one over here. So matrix is denoted by a capital letter. Elements are corresponded by small letters. Small letters are followed by 2 suffixes m and n. M represents the order of row and represents the order of column. So expressing matrix, here is a typical example how it can be denoted. Types of matrix. Square matrix, a matrix in which the number of rows is equal to the number of columns is called a square matrix. Here is the example where m is equal to n, m is equal to row, and n is equal to column. Row matrix, a matrix having a single row is called a row matrix. Here is a typical example. Column matrix, a matrix having a single column is called a column matrix. Here is the example. Diagonal matrix, here is the example of diagonal matrix in which a square matrix, all of whose elements except those in the leading diagonal are 0 is called a diagonal matrix. Unit matrix, a scalar matrix of whose diagonal elements is unity is called a unit matrix or a identity matrix. A unit matrix of order n is written as IM. Zero matrix or null matrix, a matrix rectangular or square, each of whose elements are 0 is called a zero matrix or null matrix, and it is denoted by 0. Triangular matrices, a matrix where the elements are 0 according to the superiority of the order of rows and the columns is called a triangular matrix. Upper triangular matrix, it is denoted by over here. Lower triangular matrix, it is denoted by over here. Submatrix, a matrix obtained by deleting some rows and columns or both of a given matrix is called a submatrix of the given matrix. Here is a illustrated example for this. Scalar matrix is a square matrix when a given form of a scalar multiplication to an identity or unit matrix is called a scalar matrix. We can also say a diagonal matrix whose all diagonal elements are equal is called a scalar matrix. Symmetrical matrix. A symmetrical matrix is a special kind of matrix to where A is equal to Aij, for which Aij is equal to Aji for all I and j. Symmetric matrix, here is the example for that. Complex conjugate of the matrix. Now it is a very leading term and very useful term. Whenever the matrix obtained by replacing all its elements by these respective complex conjugates, means here the inclusion of complex numbers are there. The complex numbers whose representations is with the real values and the imaginary values. So one part is correspond to the real part and one is a part correspond to the imaginary part. This is the just kind of example over here. Skew 6, it is a square matrix. The transpose of that square matrix is equal to the negative of that one. Means we have to invert that matrix, and that's the same. Or we can say square matrix A is called as skew symmetric matrix if Aij is equal to minus Aij for all I and j. In a skew symmetric matrix, all the diagonal elements are zeros. This is the example for that. Now we will see about the matrix operations. Like in numbers, we can add the numbers, subtract the numbers, divide the numbers, and add the numbers. In the matrix also, the same kind of operation will take place, but the sum of the operations is exceptional, and that we will see about that. So addition. Matrices can be added if only they are of the same order. The sum of two matrices is another matrix whose elements are the sum of corresponding elements in the component matrices. So here is the addition. How it will take place. This is the typical example. Subtraction. In the same way the number subtracted, the matrices can be subtracted if only they are of the same order. The difference of two m cross n matrices is another matrix m cross n whose elements are the difference of the corresponding elements in the component matrices. This is the example. Multiplication. The number of columns in the first matrix or the vector must be equal to the number of rows in the second matrix or the vector. So this is the example how it will be done. So the first element is the 5 cross 1 plus 6 cross 3. That is the C11 of that final multiplicated matrix. After that, the second, in the same way, we will operate that 5 cross 2 plus 6 cross 4. That the second element of that final matrix C12, C21, and C22. And finally, we will get that our multiplicated matrix as this C, it corresponds to M cross P elements. Inverse of the matrix. The operation of dividing one matrix directly by another doesn't exist in matrix theory, but equivalent of division of unit matrix by any square matrix accomplished by a process known as inverse of the matrix. The concept of inverse matrix is useful in solving simultaneous equation, input output analysis, and regression analysis. So this is a typical example of inverse of matrix. And if we take the solution of simultaneous equation of the matrix number 1 that we already seen in the equations. So here are the typical illustration for that. So step number 1, write the equation in the form ax plus by is equal to c. Step number 2, write the equation in matrix form. Step number 3, find the inverse of the 2 by 2 matrix. Step number 4, multiply both sides of the matrix equations with the inverse. Solution. So see, this is the equation number 1 and equation number 2. Now the solution of the simultaneous equation of the matrix number 2. Now the aim is to combine the equation in such a way that we eliminate one of the variables. Step number 1, if we multiply the first equation by the sum order or the number, then we can get the coefficient of x to be the same in the both equations. Then we can abstract one equation from the other and the x terms will cancel. Step number 2, so let's multiply the first equation by 3. So we have 6x in both equations. Step number 4, thus we are left with an equation that involves only y, which can therefore rearrange to see what the value of y is. Now as planned, we can subtract that new equation from the second equation and the x term cancel. Having found y, we can substitute it into either of the two original equation to find the x. Let's substitute it into first. Rearrange that equation x, we can see the value of x, that is 11 by 7. So our result is x is equal to 11 by 7 and y is equal to 2 by 7. Application of matrix in business. Adjacent matrix and aligns. This is that several applications for that. Adjacent matrices and aligns. So here are the typical example of flights. How it will organize using the matrix. So after the discussion given above, we can conclude that matrix algebra is a smart option to complete different business operations. This method can reduce our effort for preparing different calculations as well as business applications. So the matrices can also be used in the pharmaceutical applications, where some kind of complex tasks can be calculated. For example, bioavailability, bioequivalence studies, in which the differential equations are there, and the differential equations having the different coefficients. We can put that coefficients in the matrix algebra, and by doing that matrix operations like addition, multiplication, subtraction, we can deduce the Cmax, that is the maximum concentration of the drug in the plasma, as well as the half-life of the drug we can evaluate from that matrix algebra. Differential equations are having very complex equations, but matrix algebra correspond to that easy solutions for them. Thank you.